He never met my eyes. Not once. We sat side by side on that weathered bench outside the courthouse, its wood aged and cracking, biting into the skin of my hands. He twisted his cufflinks nervously. Far too sleek. Far too polished for someone who used to outgrow thrift store shoes before the year was out. Mom. Hey, things have shifted a bit. A pause. A breath caught in the throat. A smile, or something trying to be won. The guest list for the wedding, it's gotten a little complicated. Lily's parents, they're hoping for something a bit more refined. Refined. Curated. A word so hollow I almost laughed. He rushed through the rest, eager to outrun his shame. They're footing the bill. Everything. The venue, the food, the whole thing. Rosewood Manor isn't cheap. They just want it to be perfect, you know? I'm sure you understand. I nodded, because that's what you do when your child trades your love for someone else's legacy. You stay quiet while your only son, wrapped in wealth that doesn't belong to him, explains that your presence doesn't fit the picture he's painting. He didn't know. He didn't know the land he was marrying on was mine. Rosewood Manor wasn't built by my hands, but it exists because of them, not with concrete or timber, but with signatures, silent acquisitions, and leveraged silence. A dozen years ago, when the former owners lost everything to a trust collapse, I stepped in, quietly, legally, completely, through a shell company, buried deep enough to vanish me. No one knew. That's how I liked it. I wasn't after credit. I was after control. Once, I heard Lily's mother through a cracked bathroom door. She's sweet. Bit provincial, though. Small town. I played along. I wore off-the-rack dresses to their art auctions. Let them drone on about pieces I had anonymously loaned. I let them think I was no one. People reveal the most when they believe you're beneath them. A week before the ceremony, I visited the manor, not as a mother, as the silent owner inspecting her asset. No one recognized me. The staff were all fresh. The groundskeeper, a man I once hired fresh out of prison, gave me only a curt nod. His loyalty was quiet, lifelong. The ballroom sparkled with expensive arrogance, white orchids, gilded chairs, obscene floral monstrosities. I saw no seat for myself. Lily's father stood in the center of the chaos, barking at planners like he ran the show. I let him. I wandered upstairs. My name was on the deed to the room I paused in front of. My fingers hovered over the doorknob. I didn't go in. Instead, I went home and opened the file. The one with everything. Deeds, rights, permits, security contracts. Mine, signed, stamped, undeniable. I hadn't intended to use them. Until my son sent me the guest list. Finalized. No edits. Under groom's family, there were 2 names. Not mine. The bride's parents. They replaced me with strangers in better clothes. 3 days before the wedding, I invited them to a tasting. A personal gesture, I said. A gift. They came, smug in linen and designer perfume. Lily's mother gave me that smile people wear when they think they've won. Oh, how lovely that you're here. I handed her champagne. Let her talk. Watched her try to summon my first name from the back of her mind and fail. We stood beneath the chandeliers I'd paid to restore. Beautiful, isn't it? I said. She nodded, eyes on the orchids she thought she'd chosen. Then I gave her the envelope. Thick paper. Weighty. Legal. She opened it. Blinked. Silence. Then, you're joking. I didn't flinch. No. My son leaned in. Read the lines. His color drained like cheap dye in rain. Why didn't you tell us? He whispered. Because none of you ever asked. The morning of the wedding, I arrived alone, uninvited. I walked through the gates I paid to rebuild. Past a marble fountain I funded. Along the flower-strewn path, Lily's planner insisted be imported from Holland. People stared as I reached the welcome table. Name? The woman asked. I'm not on the list, I replied, handing her a letter. Eviction notice. Violation of private use terms. Effective immediately. Guests behind me shifted. Whispers rose like mist. Lily's father appeared, red-faced. You're not serious. This is our daughter's wedding. I turned slowly. No, it's my estate, and your daughter is trespassing. I gestured. My security moved in. No yelling. No chaos. Just stunned, frozen faces. The guests left in silence. My son stood alone, tuxedo rumpled, eyes wild. You ruined everything, he said. I looked at him, at this boy wearing the shell of the man I raised. No, I said, you gave it away? They hosted a make-do reception in a park. Plastic chairs. Cupcakes from a store. I didn't go. That night, I walked the empty manor. Room by room. Floor by floor. No music. No toasts. No lies. Just the sound of truth. Echoing in marble. I regret nothing. Not the quiet. Not the secrecy. Not the moment I watched their fantasies shatter against the foundation I lay beneath their feet. Because love, when bartered, isn't love. It's a transaction. And I've always known how to close a deal. They extended an invitation to the woman they imagined I was. But I arrived as the woman they could never command.